not the one that matter.
Yeah, right? Right? Okay. Well, we're just going to start from the top. Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I think that we are good to go on at least YouTube.
Yeah.
Huh, Matt?
Good to go on
Are we
YouTube.
good to go on YouTube? Nice. We're in the building. We're in the building.
Yep.
On this day, hey, it is June 4th, 2025. Everybody, welcome to Whiskey Wednesday Live. So sorry that we're coming to you a little late. And if you were joining us before, we are back at it. Just had some technical difficulties a little bit with Instagram. So we are on YouTube. Everybody go to YouTube and check out Whiskey Wednesday Live by going to Chat Slickers, our Chat Slickers channel. So got to start things off by thanking Matt for being here, for bringing this amazing collection of ultra rare barrel proof whiskeys. And of course, some icons are on the table. We actually already enjoyed some premier Drams, but we're going to slide it to the end of the tasting order for tonight, just because we have decided to come at you again from Whiskey Wednesday Live, starting with an icon of icon, folks. What's in our Glencairns right now is some Stagg, folks. Some Stagg. So let's get that banner running across or that ticker, I should say, running across the bottom of the screen. It's Stagg 22B batch. This is 130 proof, folks. And, of course, there's the George T. Stagg. This one used to be kind of considered what? Stagg Junior, Matt?
Yeah. Yeah.
Indeed. And
Excuse me.
Yeah, for sure.
Excuse me while I yawn.
we were kind of stalled there for a moment and got a little boring for just a sec.
Formerly known as Stagg Junior, until they hit batch 18, when was the year they decided to let it drop the Junior and become just Stagg.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed. Well, I haven't started enjoying this dram yet, excuse me, folks.
Great.
But man, what a nose.
It's fantastic.
What a nose.
Everyone else has started enjoying it. Do y'all need a little more, or do you want to? It's up to y'all.
A little more.
Come on.
Absolutely. We have some special guests in the house as Matt pours them up. Go ahead, Levi.
Greetings, everybody. I am Levi Daniels of Heat and State Wines. We are a DC-based winery. We are pulling fruit from nearby Virginia. So check us out here at Chats when you get a chance. But happy to be here and enjoying these good whiskeys with some great folks.
For sure. We're happy to have you.
Absolutely. And we have a lovely someone next to you.
This is my lovely wife, Ashanti Brown Daniels.
So welcome, Ashanti. Welcome, Ashanti.
Brand
for sure.
manager of Heat and State.
Nice.
Deliver on occasion at Heat and State. If you order locally, I might be at your door.
That's it. The support is great to have support in small business. Well, salute to you all. Thanks for coming on down and joining us for the Whiskey Wednesday with this icon of a whiskey in the glass, folks. It is all about the Stagg right now. Let's go.
And you said they stopped the Junior after they made it to the 18th batch. So
Yeah, batch 18.
So that is when Junior became grown.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so theoretically it makes sense. Like, oh, you turn 18, you're an adult.
Mm-hmm.
But Junior,
Goes forever. It lives with you forever.
we give it to him. In conceptually, good idea. Buffalo Trace. Sure.
Yeah.
We'll let it ride. It's good whiskey, so we'll let it slide.
See, that's all that matters, though.
That's it. That is really it. And so, gosh, what a richness.
Mm.
And we're at 130 proof, folks.
130 flat.
Yeah, so it's full flavored
Yeah.
and big on the spirit, and that's enough to kind of really engage you and to slow you down a little bit. Check out the wine professionals, looking at the legs on that whiskey.
Pardon me.
Oh,
Yeah.
No, we love it.
Right.
We love it.
That is great. That is great. But kind of there's a freshness factor that's happening here, kind of fresh corn. You get the rye note that's kind of grassy a little bit. Nothing offensive, but because the caramels, the spices, the bacon spices are forward. That grass kind of note and hint of cracked pepper really adds, that layer of kind of high rye mash bill that we like.
Yeah.
Giving it some dynamic
We enjoy it.
for sure. Indeed, indeed, indeed.
I definitely do get, some kind of, we were talking on the previous live stream, don't know, a little raspberry or strawberry off the nose. Where on the palate, that kind of sweet corn shows through a little more, little vanilla as well on the palate, I feel like. So, maybe a little strawberry shortcake going on. Great summer whiskey here. 130 proof on a hot summer day. Just throw back some Stagg.
Why not?
And can't think of a better way.
Why not, right?
Good barbecue.
Some good barbecue. Some good people.
Always.
Always. Great combo. Can't go wrong.
Absolutely. So what do y'all think?
So we definitely, I know, at least for myself, I'll speak for myself. Got the spice on the back end, which I've learned from you to attribute to the rye factor.
Indeed.
But there is a subtle sweetness that I've also learned to identify as the corn.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed. Oh, no worries. No worries. So, that was delicious. I'm loving you all's tasting notes, out of the gate.
Yeah.
This is fantastic, right?
Especially when they're like, oh, I don't know, like the high proof whiskey. I don't know about that. I was like, oh, okay. And then,
Right.
Sinner's showing us up.
Amazing.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. And so what I really appreciate about it at 130, I mean, just so much flavor and balance it carries. And it's one of those productions where we're in a serious lane here, right? This is the junior, but no, he's growing up now.
He grown.
He's fighting with the adults now, right? Absolutely. And so this is a beautiful expression. Everyone who knows George T. Stagg, and the greatness that offers you, you can barely find those, and when you do, you're definitely paying an arm and leg. These similarly, right? You're gonna pay a hefty price, but probably not as much as George T. And I think this is maybe a beautiful and enjoyable expression that I think might be for some a little bit more approachable than sometimes the George T. Stagg. And so your bang for your buck is great in this bottling when you can find it. So check out the Stagg. I think I'll start with the rating, and I gotta go. Ooh. No, that one's quite good. I think I'm gonna have to go 8.5 on that.
Yeah. I love it. I love your rating, Burnie. I kind of want to go 8.75 though. I kind of want to go 8.75. I really like this bottle. I'm a big fan of it. And I was between 8.5 and 8.75, but on principle of not acting like I'm following the leader in Burnie and copying his rating, I'll go 8.5. So that'll be our rating for
There you go.
Stagg Batch 22B.
I love it. Stagg Batch 22B, 130 proof, beautiful stuff. 130 proof of raw Kentucky power.
Raw Kentucky power. I
like
saw
that.
that, and
That gave it an 8.75. I gave it an 8.5.
I gave it a 9.
9.
A
I
9.
did,
I like
because
that.
it
I like
was-
that.
Again, nobody knows me. I am nobody to anybody out there.
No, you are.
But
You are somebody.
Whiskey face is non-existent, which is a great thing. Number one. Number two, the strawberry definitely. It actually put me in the mind of like, oh my god, I really want a good old barbecue tri-tip right now. And some strawberries to finish it off.
Mm-hmm.
That gave me the feels. So it got a 9 because it gave me the feels.
Nice.
There we go. I
That's,
love it.
That's huge.
I love
That's huge. Hallelujah. I love it as well. Well, folks, that's the Stagg right there. Gosh, uncut, right? We're going to move on. Of course, as always, we're going to have a little water rinse, a little rinse set. So let's get Stagg moved away from the image. And let's bring up our next contender, folks. We are continuing to play with power here. And this next bottling is definitely one
Keeping it light
that
and easy.
will garner your undivided attention. It is the Blanton, straight from the barrel, folks. Come on, let's go. It's 131.4 proof. It's beautiful and bold, everybody.
Yeah, and before anyone wants to be all big and bad and cool in the comments, I know it's not the cork that came with the bottle, okay? We all know it. We've been through it. Call it out in the comments. Be proud of yourself. But yes, it came with a cool horse. Don't worry, the cool horse came with it. It's sitting at home. This was bottled in August of 22. So it's coming up on 3 years of sitting in bottle, and that cork wasn't sealing a single thing whenever I opened this bottle up. If they didn't have the wax on there, this whiskey probably would not be very good. So that cork got put to the side, and this cork was the best fit that I had laying around. So there you go.
Indeed. Well, I'm not angry about it at all.
Me either.
This cork
Drinks the
works as
same.
long as it keeps the contents
I was
in the
about to
bottle.
say, the juice in there is still the juice.
Yeah.
Ooh, excuse me, everybody.
What was that angle?
What?
I need to find a way to get rid
He
of it.
just turned on his front-facing camera on his computer. Is right in his
Everyone
grill.
saw it. No one would have even noticed it. It was like a millisecond.
Yeah. But give people to go watch the video back.
I can't place the sweet note. There's a light sweetness. I wouldn't call it caramel anymore. I don't know. I don't know if I can even call it vanilla, but there we go.
Sweet
Okay.
potato pie.
Sweet potato pie.
Come on.
Wow.
Jeez,
So-
Ashanti?
Wow.
Yes.
I
I
like
love
to
that.
eat, so
Hey, I love it.
it's
I love
food for me. That's how I.
Zoe is normally here, and Zoe's big on the food comparisons. And he's
right.
not here tonight. So
You
That's
are
right.
taking up his.
Now
Yeah.
I do put a little bit of whiskey in mine on occasion. I would not
Oh,
do
yeah,
that with
yeah.
this.
Indeed. Okay.
But that's what got me
your
started
sweet potato
in
pie.
using that.
I
Yeah.
see.
yeah.
'Cause
So,
it really brings out something.
yeah, a
That
deeper sugar,
Yeah.
a caramelization,
Little
a
complexity.
reduction. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, in your sweet potato pies, do you add any other unique ingredients?
I will never tell you.
You
that.
will never tell.
Oh,
Goodness gracious.
wow.
Oh my goodness,
Wow.
dude.
But how about
Okay.
this? I'll bring you one.
Oh, even
You
better.
hear that?
I
You
don't.
hear that?
I don't care
Oh,
to
no,
know
what you-
what's in it. I just want to eat it.
Yeah.
So
No, she will bring you one.
that's
Gotcha.
And I will happily. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. But wow, this is moving up a couple degrees, or 1.4 degrees in proof compared to the Stagg. Zero volatility, folks. Like
sure.
warm, as it was mentioned by Ashanti, warm sweet potato pie right here. All the beautiful cinnamons, the kind of the yam-esque flavor
Yeah.
note there. Candied yams.
candied yams.
Absolutely.
But, a little, but see, I think actually what I like the most about that analogy is the essence of the pie crust. Like kind of cutting through.
That buttery.
Yes, but like a buttery, flaky characteristic and a little crunch to kind of break up the softness of the candied yam filling in the sweet potato. And yeah, I think that's the aspect that I like, that kind of cuts through, where this isn't overwhelmingly rich baking spice. There's this nice kind of buttery crispness that cuts through and evens it out just enough.
Check you out, man.
Just my 2 cents.
I'm impressed. I am
If I
impressed.
But
can,
what do I know?
if I can ask, what does it mean? I am not feeling what I might perceive as, let's say, the burn or the warmth at the back of my palate, but it's more so on the front, where
Yeah,
I'm
kind of stays
feeling
on your palate,
Yeah.
right? As opposed to
in the
yeah.
back. And so is that an indication of more or less rye aspect?
Well, I will say that there's the spice and then there's the alcohol, right? Which one are you referring to? Probably
I want to maybe the alcohol,
maybe a combination, or
Yeah.
maybe the.
but it's just staying right here on either side of my tongue,
Yep. Absolutely.
and
Absolutely.
it's not going anywhere. So
That's how I felt with Stagg.
Yeah.
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 So I think that you're right on that. I think certainly a lot of the tingling action, into the finish of the alcohol kind of stays forward, which is kind of neat in the sense that the essence of the alcohol is maybe just drawn a little bit higher tone or a little bit more forward in the flavor profile, where I don't know, these lighter esters are carrying the alcohol as opposed to kind of heavier complications of the esters that you'll usually get on the back of your throat and kind of in your esophagus, right? When you're when you're drinking high proof. And so I think that might be just a testament to how it's delivering literally a whopping 131.4 proof points. You get it, you see it there. But Stagg gave it to you a little bit more in the background for me, whereas this one, right on the almost tip to the middle of your tongue, you get that kind of little volatility, or the alcohol, I should say. You get the
Probably
alcohol.
for me, it was the reverse.
Okay.
It was the reverse. The Stagg sat on my tongue, that tingle sat on my tongue. And this is right here. It's like right
Yeah.
here in the back.
Yeah, like on your jaw almost. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think at the end of the day, that's one of the things that makes drinking whiskey or spirits so fun is everyone's palate. Kind of when we started here, y'all both were like, oh, is there any way if I throw out this tasting note, like, would that be true or not? It's like, at the end of the day, you taste and feel whatever you taste and feel off this bottle, even if no one else gets it. Everyone's palate and flavor profile that they get is completely unique to themselves. And I mean, the same's true for wine as well.
It's funny
And
because
we
I was
say that a lot.
Yes,
You
I was
know?
gonna say
Yeah.
that's literally what
say
you
that a
say.
lot.
If
So
you
we-
taste grape,
Yeah.
you say it's grape, it's great.
It is.
Exactly.
And we do not argue with people about about what they taste. We usually try to go with them, and so I appreciate you doing that with us. So it makes me feel comfortable, as I hope we make people feel when they get to taste with us. But what I want to say more than anything is the deft hand of the people making these products, because we have gone from, and we'll get it later as we move forward, but we've gone from 108 proof to 130, and now to 131.54. Excuse me. And in each instance, there is a balance that is uncanny. It does not burn. It does not assault the palate in any way. It is literally just enjoying a good whiskey that happens to be very high proof.
Yes, indeed.
And for the no
Which
whiskey
the
days.
best whiskeys are high proof.
The best whiskeys are high proof.
no.
Absolutely.
So I'm
Absolutely.
gonna
Well,
say
this is
this. I always say that I was I'm a fancy girl. I am an only child. I am an only child. So my parents, shout out to my parents,
shout out.
loved on me and showed me the best of everything. And I typically have a very high, everything that I like seems to cost a lot.
Yeah.
And I
Wow.
haven't had whiskey face once, and I was like, oh, so I'm just gonna have to pay a lot of money.
Yes, indeed.
So-
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, that's what I was
This
going to
track.
say.
This track.
This tracks. Absolutely.
great.
Don't worry, that entered my mind on the first day.
Yep,
love
for
it.
sure. Well, shout out to your parents there,
Ashante.
Mike. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just press the button.
Or you can just throw it down, either one.
Throw it down, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
It's fine.
You're good.
But yeah, it's definitely the finer side of bourbon enjoyment that we're having here tonight on Whiskey Wednesday. Oh my goodness, it doesn't get much better than a selection like this of these ultimate bottlings. This is the Blanton straight from the barrel, folks. I know you've been looking for it. I know that it's quite elusive, and you if you find it, you're gonna pay a pretty penny for it usually. I think Matt had to go across the country
Yeah.
to secure this one.
I had to catch a flight all the way to Bozeman just to get this
It
bottle.
was worth it.
It was 100%.
It was
Oh,
worth
you had
it.
to go
Absolutely. So no, not really. He was already there.
I was
but-
already living there.
Oh, okay.
I moved there for personal reasons.
My bad. Never mind.
Just for the
Never mind.
video, it's fun to say.
But Blanton straight from the barrel, 131.4 proof. Matt, go ahead and start off your rating, sir.
Yeah. I think it's a great bottle. Definitely an experience all the way through. It's close, but I'm going to take Stagg over this. I'm being 8.5 on this. I think it's a great bottle. Just my personal flavor preference, I lean more towards the Stagg profile. And having them side by side just kind of reiterates that for me. So 8.5 though, still a fantastic bottle and a super enjoyable pour. Locked in.
Okay.
Burnie.
Okay. There,
For you.
Well, there it is. There
I
it
think you go
is.
Price is Right style. He said 8.5, 8.51.
8.5.
Well, Bland straight from the barrel, 131.4 proof. This is the bold and the beautiful for sure. Matt gave it an 8.5. I'm coming in. We're swapping. I'm going 8.75.
Oh, wow.
Straight from the barrel. You know, there's something about just
Bold move.
this the way in which it carries maybe a little bit more of a silkiness and or kind of a velvety mouthfeel for me that kind of maybe puts this just that little tick above the Stagg for this particular occasion right now as we're drinking it. I mean, there is no loser here. These are ultimate whiskeys that we're drinking, and they are fun. But following up the Stagg, especially one thing that I did get is just a little bit more of that kind of sweet potato pie-esque crust. And I grew up on that. I can't wait until I have my mama's sweet potato pie. And then when, goodness gracious, Ashanti comes by with her sweet potato pie, it'll be a good time. I'm hoping it happens sooner than later. Usually mom's doesn't start coming out the oven until, the fall.
Unless
Oh,
they have a summer drop.
So,
That's
yes,
Oh, there we
please.
Rob, you doing that now?
No loser tonight
We
except
would
for our livers.
Love to do that. We would love to have a summer drop. But Levi and Ashanti, go ahead and hop in there and give your
Yeah.
opinion on
Come
on
on.
I'm going
these
to defer to the
two.
lady.
Well, I am going. You and I were locked in. I really like the Stagg, so I am going to give this an 8.5. It was wonderful. It was beautiful, but there's something about that Stagg that's still like sitting on the palate.
Ooh,
Mhm.
nice.
So that's where I am.
Lingering.
with it.
I agree with her. I am going, and not just because we're married and I have to.
It's a wise
But
choice, sir. It's a wise choice.
but like the Stagg from a mouthfeel and the flavors, edge it out slightly, and it's a testament to how good these are. That
Yeah.
like there's like decimal points between a lot of these. But yeah, no, it's beautiful.
Indeed.
And if we learned one thing from it, it just means that Bernie's wrong because saying he's outnumbered 3-1. But who's counting? Not me.
Well,
So I can't
Well,
Absolutely
Levi
not.
didn't give it a rating,
I did not.
but he
not.
did. So
you know what? You
so
know
he
what?
may
I'm gonna-
be it. He
I'm
may
going
be
to-
it.
You know what? He's
8.75.
about to rate. So maybe you should hang tight.
Let's see.
So
Let's see what happens.
You know what? I'm a I'm gonna be a flake, and I'm gonna go halfway between the both of you. We'll just do 8-6.
Illegal.
Illegal. Doesn't count. You're then fine. 2-1. You're down. Okay, cool. Throw him out. Foul on the play. All good.
All right, folks. You know, it's fun times with whiskey. You put some folks together, you put some fantastic, fine expressions of whiskey. It doesn't have to be the ultra rare like we're drinking tonight, but if you do come across an occasion where it's the ultra rares that you are enjoying,
Are at hand. You know.
what a moment, folks. What a moment we're having here tonight on this June 4th, 2025. Gosh, rare, ultra rare barrel proof night.
Yeah.
All done by Matt. We appreciate you, Matt.
Yes, we certainly do.
Appreciate y'all.
That cannot be emphasized enough.
Gotta have someone to drink it with, right?
There you go. That's the beauty. Isn't that the beauty? I tell you.
Yeah.
I tell you. So we're going to move right along, huh, Matt?
Yeah, we are gonna finish off the night.
Well, kind of finishing off.
Well, sure.
Not-
Yeah, okay.
Not quite finishing it off. 'Cause we're going to
For
repeat.
sake of
something.
conversation.
Folks, you see it on the screen. It's the Elijah Craig small batch barrel proof. Yes, it is. And this is the C923.
This will be the one if we're gonna make a whiskey face. Might be on this one.
Thank you.
No, just so this is okay. I have a lot of love-hate relationship with this bottle. Everyone knows, so the key point here is this is C923 of Elijah Craig. For those of you who aren't aware, Elijah Craig releases 3 barrel proof offerings every year, A, B, and C. This was the 3rd barrel proof offering of the year 2023. This is probably was the most anticipated, most hyped up Elijah Craig barrel proof offering in quite a few years, with a staggering age statement of 13 years and 7 months and a proof of 133. Most, if you're familiar with TikTok or YouTube for whiskey people, this made most everyone's top 10 whiskey of the year for 2023 and was probably the cheapest bottle on that list because they were putting them on the same list with George C. Stagg's, with Pappy's, Russell's 13 year, things like that. I think this is a great bottle,
Yes.
especially coming in at by far the lowest price point of bottles that were on this table. But I do feel like social media maybe slightly overhyped it a hair. But still a fantastic bottle, and for coming in at roughly a third or a quarter of some of the bottles on the table, while it is the oldest age stated and the highest proof as well, is very impressive. Nonetheless,
The nose is gorgeous.
the nose is. And after this lineup, maybe it's going to drink a little better than I thought.
Yeah. It's rich. Has the wood notes. It's like wet
Toastiness.
wood and toast and tea.
There's this damp characteristic.
Sweet. Yeah, there's
This
a damp
wet wood.
oak
Yeah.
characteristic underneath, right? It almost gives you almost a little bit of a bit of a sherry, like, reduced, like,
yeah.
oxidative barrel-esque nature. And that's from the age, folks. Once again, we're moving up in age here to 13 plus years, where you're starting to, really get into those mature barrel flavors, which is a little bit more of the wet woods, the leathers at times.
This is kind of
Introducing the teas and kind of the richer kind of mahogany-like wood note, right?
pushing that tipping point for a lot of people. For a lot of people, that tipping point in bourbon is 12 to 15 years, give or take. So 13 year and 7 month year. It kind of teeters that line for a lot of people. For some people, it's a sweet spot. For some people, it's just kind of crossed over, But definitely I would say maybe the most complex nose of the night, but also the one showing the most alcohol as well, in my personal opinion.
Sorry, I didn't mean to point. But when you
Point all
said
you
that, that was something that caught me. The nose on this actually, to me, seemed a little bit more subtle than the other offerings we've had to this point. Color-wise, it is right there with Stagg. It's a little bit lighter. I thought the deep, rich color of Stagg was also eye-catching. If by chance we drink it all with our eyes, there's an appeal to Stagg that would probably push it a little bit above Elijah Craig. I didn't get as much on the nose as I did from our first two.
Okay.
But having just tasted it, again, very surprised that they were able to achieve a good deal of balance at this level, at this higher proof. Very, very good balance. We'll get to the rating later, but I'm still trying to figure that out.
Indeed, indeed. There's with this one, of course, we're at 133 proof. Elijah Craig maybe tends to not pull as much kind of viscosity,
Yeah.
you know, from their
Much lighter.
stills. It's a little bit lighter. It's a little bit more
Drinks a little
airy,
thin.
a little more thin. I'm not mad at that. I am a Elijah Craig fan, actually, but you know, with the barrel proofs, and you know, a lot of my buddies was like, no, I don't prefer it as much. But they're always able to usually find a balance that is right in the sweet spot, especially for, you know, my love really comes from the what we have here, right? The barrel proof series that they do. I'm a fan of 18 year as well, though, but you'll still kind of have that similar mindset that like it's a little leaner, it's a little light. Sometimes it can be a little green or what have you. Well, I like a spectrum of wines. I like high acid, you know, lean, Sauvignon Blanc, Sancerres. I like Cabernet Francs from the Loire Valley, right? So the high acid notes and all these things don't bother me as much. They can be very interesting to drink, but then as well, I may want something a little more opulent at times also. Yeah, absolutely. So we're kind of lens more towards the elegant, higher tone, more leaning into the treble a little bit more, right?
Yeah.
Into the treble, less in the bass line. Then this one plays well.
Good analogy.
Well, thank you
That
very
is a good
much. Thank
Don't
you.
hype him up too much.
I am very hyped up now. Thank you.
His head
Thank you.
barely fits through the door.
We are in
Indeed,
his
yes, it
store.
does.
You hype that man.
I appreciate it, but
I mean, it's not because we want him to buy more cases. No.
Yeah.
indeed.
Surely there could be no benefit to you.
Ashanti, super saleswoman, Heaton State wines, folks.
But yeah, I mean, especially, I mean, really, it is, at the end of the day, regardless of ratings, the fact this bottle coming in at, like I said, a quarter of the price point of some of these bottles on the table, by far the cheapest bottle on the table, that it can even kind of sit in this company
Yeah.
and hold its own is incredibly impressive at the price point for what Elijah Craig is offering. But I mean, obviously, we're talking Heaven Hill Distillery, who Heaven Hill is a staple in the whiskey industry and far from a slouch. I mean, they are putting out some exceptional products that we just love. And this is one of the many products right here. So
Yeah, and I am loving
shout
it.
out Heaven Hill.
I am loving it. So once again, those mature flavors, gosh, from like dry cacao notes to, you know, dry, like almost coffee undertones, like all of
Yeah.
these more structured, drier, almost tannic notes are there, but
Tannic.
deliver on a lighter palate. So there's for me a little less effort in drinking this the alcohol is starting to really become so subtle, especially at
Sure.
where are we? 133
133.
proof, right? And staying mid palate, but it's delivering all these finer, lighter, complex nuances of flavor that, yeah, this is right in my lane. It's right in my lane. I'm
Yeah.
digging it.
Go ahead. Your point again.
Sorry.
That's good that you do that. 'Cause
No,
let me
no,
know
I like
to
it. I
change
like it.
All right. So, because we just talked about Blantons, Elijah Craig is doing a similar thing to what Blanton's does.
Mm-hmm.
So we talked about the mid.
Taste.
We talked about the mid palate.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
This is lighter on the mid palate than
Ah.
Blanton's was. Blanton's stayed, it tingled. This one stays, tingles for a little bit, goes away.
Kind of dissipates
It dissipates,
faster.
yeah, dissipates a lot faster. I did see what you were saying on the mouthfeel is much lighter.
Uh-huh.
Well, I don't want to say much lighter. That's just too much.
Compared
But
to the
yeah,
others.
compared to blends, it's a lighter mouthfeel. And it's also a lighter mouthfeel than Stagg. But the fact that it's still delivered on flavor, again, like the people behind us know what they're doing. I mean, obviously, but
Yeah.
it's just a testament to the craft. They did a really great job of that.
And I think it's going a very short tangent. That's why we love barrel proof, because it is a testament to the craft. When you do barrel proof, there's no hiding anything. You can't add water and cover up a weird funk, a strange flavor that's coming, anything like that. It is the purest form of that whiskey, and it's all out there in the open. And we love barrel proof because it shows the craft, it shows the skill, and it shows the whiskey at its best self. And these are 4 exceptional expressions of barrel proof whiskey, of distilleries and brands that do it right, that carry their name well, and are staple names in people's households for these reasons. And yeah,
I have a quick
Sean?
question. I'm so sorry. So, again, I am new to this. So, the fact that I get to experience these high-end whiskeys is I'm very appreciative. Thank you. So, you said something. Is that why they add water to it? To cover things up?
so
I'm learning. I am
No,
literally
that's a great
learning. I'm
question.
so sorry.
great question. We will not here at Chat's Liquors ever make that accusation
Okay.
on a business that they are trying to cover up a poor flavor. Leave that at that.
Yeah.
But use your own.
Okay. I got it.
So
Right there.
typically you're adding water to a product and proofing it down for a couple reasons. One being volume. As you add water to a product, you get a larger volume of that product, which means more bottles that are available for purchase, more bottles put in consumers' hands. 2 is approachability. You as a consumer, as someone who's not big on whiskey, even if they're at the same price point, you would probably not pick the 130 proof bottle versus the 80 proof bottle, just out of kind of concern or fear for maybe that high proof bottle isn't going to be as enjoyable. It can be a little intimidating seeing a bottle at high proof. And so there's that factor, and it comes into price point as well with both of those
Because
in
I always thought
mind.
it was the proof thing, that it was like, okay, this is a high proof, so we're gonna kind of smooth this out for you
Sure.
by adding like some distilled water.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
You know, but sometimes you can be debating between 2 barrels. I want to release one at barrel proof. One of them's going to be proof down. And you taste those 2 barrels, and maybe one, just stating a theoretical option here, has a little funk to it, or a flavor you don't like, but when you add a few gallons of water to that barrel and bring that proof down to say 90 proof or 80 proof, that flavor, that funk kind of dissipates. And there you go.
You guys are gonna, when I go out with my friends now that do drink whiskey, I'm actually gonna feel like I can
There you
I
go.
can roll with them. So
There
thank
you
you
go.
for the lesson.
No, we thank you for joining us.
Indeed.
So now I
Well, yeah.
also want to thank you for, and I'm going to joke you for evangelizing a little bit for barrel proof whiskey. Because I feel like you've done that in the same way that and I'm going to message you again, that single malt Scotch lovers
Yeah.
do rate that over blended Scotch.
Yeah.
So in a similar way, you are advocating, to me, in my mind, you are
Yeah.
advocating in a similar way. But I understand it now. And now that's going to almost make me try to find only.
And no whiskey face with the Elijah Craig.
Right?
So now
Look at you.
So now I have to find barrel proof.
It's all good. I blame Burnie for it because I'd only had, before I met Burnie back in 2021, I'd only had like 2 barrel strength whiskeys, and one of them I ended up giving away to someone else because I didn't like barrel strength whiskey. One of them I did keep and finish. And yeah, so I blame a lot of my poor financial decisions on Bernie Williams and Chat's Liquors. So come join the club. Come buy Chat's Liquors. Make some bad financial decisions. And
Amazing
Hold on,
financial
hold on,
decisions.
hold on, hold on.
Even better is that
Right,
these
investment.
are absolutely
Investment.
that. Look at him now. I mean, he's
at me
come
now.
quite
I'm so
a
much
long
poorer.
way. He brings. he is
Gla-
on the apex. He
Your
is
glass is
at
not
the
half full.
top,
Your glass is half full.
top of just whiskey enjoyment, whiskey
Yes.
procurement, and collecting. And I'm super proud of this guy. So good job,
Proud of
Matt.
you.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. But that also goes to barrel proof. And Matt was saying that if the speed. Let me see if this analogy hits, right? The speed limit is
I'll let you
55, right? But we all have a choice of what car to purchase. There are some cars that you purchase that, like, literally, once you're over about 65, you're almost worried that, they may not take the corners as well. And
Yeah.
you have to drive it with they don't produce it so that it exceeds, just kind of standard driving. And so when you're driving within the regular speed limit and all, you're perfectly fine. You just hop in. It's just a smooth little ride, an easy ride. You have other automobiles that that 55 is like a turtle. It has so much more potential under its hood, and you really get the maximum enjoyment, and it's the greatest experience when you can open that bad boy up on an open road and you lean into those corners and it just drifts and is able to accelerate and brake and do everything that you want it to do, but you're fully engaged the entire way, but you have a rush. It's the intensity
I love
that
it.
you really do enjoy. Great, high quality, foolproof whiskeys have an intensity, but it engages you and it takes you for a ride that you just won't get from a watered down
So let us also point out
production.
that Bernie is a man of culture. So clearly, very
appreciate
clearly,
that.
Bernie is a man of culture.
I appreciate
So-
that. I appreciate
With the car
Coming from
man
you?
of culture.
All
Man of
right.
culture.
Fellow Leadfoot, because you sound like a fellow Leadfoot. As a
Well.
fellow Leadfoot, I love that.
it. Indeed.
Well,
And I
that's-
lead put my hoopty every day.
That's I don't think he's got a car that's not been in a wreck, so
Not by my choices.
it doesn't matter. I didn't accuse you of
Everybody
being at
loves
fault.
to
I'm
run
just
into
saying.
my automobile.
It's a factual statement.
So my days have been on pause from the cars that I would prefer to drive for the moment, because it seems like people just always want to
Yeah.
hit me.
But
Anyway,
gotta
we're
rate
getting
this
back
bottle,
to
Bernie.
this Elijah Craig. This is the
C923.
C923, folks. Barrel proof Elijah Craig. Yes, it was the early fall. We'll call it, the September 2023 release.
It was in fact September. That's what the 9 stands for.
There you go. And the
C923.
23.
Year 2023.
Okay, we learned something, folks.
September of 2023.
Absolutely. So there's A, B, and C.
First,
A.
second, third.
First, B is usually denoted by a 5.
Five.
Right?
It's normally
That's May.
A1, in B5 and C9.
There you go. So January, May, and then September.
September.
Right? So that's breaking down the code for the Elijah Craig barrel proof. But this one, folks, is 13 years and 7 months. And it drinks with this elegant maturity that brings in so much complexity of flavor. I mean, you get from some of the sweeter notes, the caramels, the toasted notes, but also wet wood, wet oak, mahogany like flavors, even to tobacco, dry cacao notes, a little bit of coffee bean, like there's such complexity. And every time you nose it and you're tasting it, something else is happening. Yeah. But don't expect a lot of weightiness on the palate, a lot of oils, a lot of malts and so forth. It's fresh on the palate. I think there's such kind of a nice kind of silkiness on the palate, although it's carrying 133 proof. That first sip, you're going to taste it. But as you get into the second, third, fourth, fifth sips, we're in a sweet spot, folks. I love Elijah Craig, especially their barrel proof programs, and this is definitely one of the better that I've ever tasted. Definitely. Right here. So if we're going to start the rating already.
Yep, you're starting it.
Man, this one right here, I'm going to have to give the Elijah Craig C923 barrel proof. Bro, I'm going 9. I told you I liked it. I told you I liked it. I'm going 9 points for this one.
Oh, that's aggressive.
I'm going 9 points.
That is aggressive.
Okay. I told you. I already set it up. Matt, you're next, and then
all right, great.
Levi, Shanti, do your thing.
Burnie did a whole lot of talking. Half an hour later, Burnie's finally given his rating.
I had to make sure the clip was right. Make sure when I clip this out, it's right.
And I appreciate you interrupting me on my rating as well.
Well, you can start with it. It's all good.
8.25. Great bottle. 8.25 is a killer rating. If you keep up with Whiskey Wednesday, in no way that's nothing to laugh at. Me personally, for my palate, it shows a little volatility of the alcohol on the nose. I don't love the thinner viscosity that you get from this. Still a sensational bottle. And like I said, the price point to sit on a table with bottles like this, hold its own, and even outscore another bottle on this table that's double plus the cost of it is extremely impressive on its own. So in no way is an 8.25 an insult or anything like that. But
no, these are
that's what I mean.
Outstanding collectible.
It's just going from your 9. It sounds aggressive.
Well, I mean, anything over 8, man.
Yeah,
8
anything over an 8, just exceptional. So I love it. Very thankful. I bought this bottle here at Chats in 2023. So boom, just saying.
The returns.
Let it be known.
Goodness
Let
gracious.
it be known. So those are the ratings.
This is a beautiful
me and Burnie on it, but we got 2 more to give.
Okay. You said the exact number in my head. You also referring to the viscosity? My God. He said the exact same thing I was thinking, like, because after having Stagg, it's the viscosity in that I did enjoy a little bit more. The mouthfeel on that I did enjoy a bit more than Elijah Craig. That being said, yeah, 825 is strong rating on this. So yeah, I'm a stick there on my Price is Right game, and at best I'm gonna go like 826 just so we can just be humorous.
Oh, okay. No, we're 825. We're matching because already we're up 2-1 on Burnie.
You already got one out.
Let's make clear.
You already got one
I'm
out.
sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, Elijah Craig, this is no shade at all whatsoever.
That means there's a lot of shade coming.
It's none. No, it's not. 8. I have to give it an 8. I am a so far I'm a Stagg girl.
Mm.
I am a Stagg girl so far,
Whenever-
and I love the viscosity on it. So this is great. I would never turn my nose up at it at all whatsoever. It is fabulous. But if I had to choose, I would do it.
Hey, it's still
Okay.
a solid rating.
Okay. Hey, folks.
Especially at by far the cheapest price point on the table.
Indeed, the cheapest price point on the table, folks. It's also kind of just a little bit of a testament to, those individuals who are 45 and over versus, the youngsters, right?
I'm not that much
Not
younger.
that much younger.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah, close to 50-year-olds versus, these young,
Early 40.
young.
It lets you know some people
I said,
don't
hey,
get
man,
wiser as they get older.
Over 45 and there's under 45. Shots fired all he wants
Just a
to,
reminder.
but ooh-wee.
Just
Folks.
a reminder. It's all good.
There's something in the restraint but great complexity and some restraint as far as the viscosity goes, but this still delivers. I love it. But we're going to finish that. We're already done.
Okay.
We're going to move on. This is beautiful.
Do we need to talk about this again now?
Yeah, we do.
Yep.
We do. We can talk about it real quick. Let's do it. Folks, oh my gosh, Matt, I
Yes,
must
sir.
say this has been quite the occasion, brother.
For
I
sure.
so appreciate, man, what you do.
Appreciate
Shout
you.
out Lost Whiskey Club. He's repping it on his shirt. Shout out
Lost
again.
Whiskey.
The rack right here, folks. Come pick up a Lost Whiskey Club off the metal Lost Whiskey Club rack.
For sure.
Specially designed and fabricated by M Dog himself. Come on, let's go.
And come see us June 14th at 14th Street Northwest at the Muni. From 1 to 7, the Muni Indoor Golf Simulator on 14th Street and Bar.
Putting it in my
14th Street
calendar right
Northwest for barbecue and whiskey from
Ooh.
Lost Whiskey. 1 to 7 at the Muni, 14th Street Northwest. Come by and see us.
Okay,
Little plug.
interesting. All right.
All right, so back
Y'all all heard that.
to Premier Drams. What are we doing with this?
Yeah, man. Well, because we had to restart the programming, we got to show the Premier Dram some love. And we'll
Is that white label? Sure.
take a little bit of a water rinse
Take a little hit off it.
or no water rinse, whatever.
Yeah. Everyone, no, we did a water rinse. You just got like your fourth pour of the Elijah Craig, so you don't have one. We did a
And it
water
was
rinse.
well worth it, folks. Thank you. That Elijah Craig. Whoa. It's well worth it,
Okay.
without a doubt.
Thank you.
That's something that you could sit back and drink all night long. It's kind of like an Armagnac fan versus a cognac fan, right? If you're an Armagnac fan, you know what the deal is, right? So,
Okay.
Premier Dram 7-year single barrel, 108.6 proof. Folks, we are just adding this to the end of our Whiskey Wednesday on this night, June 4th, 2025, because we started out the show with it, but we had some technical difficulties. We started things over, but we're back now. And so we're dropping, 20 plus proof points as we enter this sphere. 25. Yes, indeed. Let's see. Is Premier Dram going to come up? Yep.
Yeah,
there we
look
go.
at
Indeed, for sure. So, of course, shout out to Bill Thomas. Shout out to Jack Rose. Thanks so very much.
Shout out Prestige Detroit.
Shout out Prestige Detroit, right? It's really a combination of those three entities that we have products like Willet, product like Bardstown Bourbon Company, products like Rare Character behind me as well, products like Old Carter. We have everything. Lean over.
And Bardstown.
Bardstown, Rare Character, Willet, Old Carter,
Found
Found North is there as well. This is a Prestige Detroit.
Wow, that's what I was just
behind
about to
us, right?
say.
Goodness gracious. But it was really Bill Thomas that planted the seed years ago. They started bringing Willet up from Kentucky. Eventually, Prestige Joy merged with another distribution company. They're expanding their product line. They still are such an amazing supplier of spirits and wine. Their wine program is no sleeper, and we're starting to get into their wine program a little bit more. And they also carry beer. They bought a beer company, so they're really
I'm worried about beer.
right. But shout out to your beer side, Prestige Joy. But Bill Thomas, Jack Rose, they have a bottle shop called Premier Drams, in which this bottling is named after it, or I should say this brand is named after it, because there's a Premier Dram brand, and they won't tell you what the sourcing is, but it's single barrel bottled whiskeys. This one being what we think is a low rye mash bill, because there's a lot of sweet corn coming forward, folks. And like re-nosing it now, the sweet corn is almost a dusty like sweet corn.
Yeah.
Out of the sack, out of the burlap sack, a bunch of burlap sack.
Out the sack. That's what you said. Just so we're clear.
Okay.
We're having fun.
Noted.
Yes.
Pause that part. Burlap sack.
I agree.
Corn
Great point.
kernels, little rye, little smoke now, little spice.
smoke,
Yeah, there's a
right?
little,
Yeah, just
little
a hair.
smokiness now. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's so kind of forward with the sweeter notes that in this type of weather, we're in June, folks. Happy June to everybody. This is an easy sipper at 108.6 proof for 70, 80 degree weathers. Temperatures, I should say, weathers. There is no such thing as weathers, right?
We're one day off from having Whiskey Wednesday on Juneteenth. We're one day off.
Mm-hmm. You're absolutely right. So for me, gosh, this is just so easy, so balanced, a freshness factor. There's little burn. I mean, it's only 108 and some change.
Feels like water at this point.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. I'll just go ahead and post our ratings from earlier.
Yeah.
And I think Matt and I both gave it an 8.
Yep.
Solid 8
Yep.
out of 10. And it's still, I think, a solid 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
After drinking these heavy hitters that we've had tonight.
Anything, I push it to an 8.25, but Ashanti on accident.
Yes, I was just about to say it is an 8.25 for me.
Yeah.
8.25. All
I
right.
love the 8, but if anything, I push it to an 8.25 after circling back to it.
Indeed. You still there, Levi?
I'm gonna stick with an 8 only because we just had the Elijah Craig,
For
and I do think that it sits above this one.
You just
And
want to be
flavor profile.
contrary.
No, I mean I'm
all
perfectly I'm perfectly capable of it, but he is. But
I'm challenging.
no, but I think the mouthfeel and some of the qualities that Elijah Craig was able to offer in their product, I would want to rate it above what we just had in the Premier Dram.
I like
But that is no shade to what they're doing with Premier Dram. At 7 years,
Yeah. I
They
mean, you're
did that at
talking
7
half
years.
the age of Elijah Craig.
Yeah.
Literally half the age. We
And
were
so
5 months shy on 14 years
Yes.
on that Elijah Craig.
so I gotta give them some credit for being able to achieve something that good in 7 years.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. But one thing about it, it shows, youthful energy. It really does kind of, once again, play up kind of the sweeter notes, the youthful notes, without some of the drier, more, sometimes what can become austere or more structured flavors, right? When you get into, that 10, 12 year realm. It's really drinking well. You do pay for kind of its quality level at 7 years. It's not the least expensive bottling on the tasting table, but it's super interesting to drink and definitely a collector's item at this point. You know, premier drams, catching them early in the game where they have the ability to really become a more dominant player, more well known nationally. It's a good opportunity for us local DC, you know, or DMV folks to support the brand, get into it, start your collections now before it really gets crazy. So yes, indeed. No, I gotta get somebody want to share.
By any chance?
That's a good quote. I don't know.
Okay, there we go.
We normally don't,
Okay, then
but
All right.
that's-
Well, I think we're gonna call it real
Okay.
quick.
There you
Yep,
go.
absolutely, folks. Yeah, this has been a fantastic Whiskey Wednesday. It started a little later and ending maybe a little bit later than we initially thought it would, but wow, what a great time. We had some whiskeys on the table that deserved its time and attention. And thanks to M Dog. Gosh, what an occasion. I thank Levi. I thank Ashanti for being here. Shout out to Heathen State Wines out of VA. They can be found right here at Chats. And also follow them on Instagram and go to their website. Check out what they are up to. They're all around the city, all around the DMV, popping up in different places. So,
popping up and popping off.
yes, indeed, for sure.
Love
And
it.
really
Love it.
good wines, fun label, but seriously quality wine
Thank you so
for
much.
sure. And of course, M Dog Stennett, you know, Lost Whiskey Club is where you can find him. Go shout out and stop by Lost Whiskey Club out in Fairfax.
Yeah.
Matt used his amazing fabricating skills to provide Chats with this dope Lost Whiskey rack here made of steel and leather.
Best displays in the game. Just saying.
Can't argue with that. Can't argue with that.
And most durable.
Indeed.
This is also
Well, finally, check out the Chats Countdown Club. We're making updates every week. And see us on Friday where we'll have Agave Spirit Makers 3708.
3708.
In the
Local
house.
agave spirit
Local.
makers.
Absolutely. And then Saturday afternoon from 3 to 6, we'll have my buddy from Duchon, however you pronounce that more in French.
One of the four that he listed.
Imports here, my buddy Anthony, the young guy, the young 21-year-old that was over here interning with Nicolas Dornick of Duchon Imports. It'll be his last official tasting here in the States. He's headed back to France to finish up his last few
Nice.
months of university. And so please check him out this Saturday. But we're going to see you in 7 days if we don't see you before. Happy Whiskey Wednesday to you all. Again, thanks, Matt. Thanks, Levi. Thanks,
you.
Ashanti.
Thank you so
Levi,
much.
for being with us.
Shante, thank y'all for joining us. Catch y'all next week.
Cheers.
Stay thirsty.